and of course create an income behind it. Like I said, definitely welcome to the podcast, the social worker coach as well. On Spotify, so make sure Spotify and any other platform that you listen to your other beloved podcast on. Make sure that you, of course, following. Make sure that you, of course, subscribe. Make sure that you, of course, comment and that kind of thing as well. Same thing on YouTube, because, of course, podcast, y'all can't see this, but I'm recording this on YouTube as well. So, YouTube followers, make sure, of course, those that tune in, make sure that you, of course, subscribe to my channel, Tonetta Clay. The same as I always say, make sure that you subscribe. And make sure that you, of course, like the video and, of course, comment as well. I want to hear from you, hear from where you are, and hear about if you ever have lived somewhere else and made a visit back home. I want to hear how things went for you as well. So, like I said, definitely comment down below. Same thing on the podcast. Y'all got a comment section. I want to hear from y'all where y'all tuning in from and how your last visit home went. I guess I put it that way. And like I said, this particular podcast video episode is called Homegoing Celebration. And it's not the kind of celebration you probably think is a good party. Let's have fun, all this type of stuff. I've been away for a few weeks of the podcast and YouTube, of course. Probably for about 2 to 3 weeks, I think. My grandfather passed away recently. So, of course, I had to make a journey back home to St. Louis to, of course, attend the homegoing celebration, his graveside funeral, and that kind of thing as well. So, and we just got back a few days ago, actually, from St. Louis. So like I said, that's what this episode is all about. But I do want to let you know that this episode is sponsored by the social worker coach, which is moi. And of course, you can see my cute little jewelry. Y'all can't see on the podcast, but like I said on YouTube, y'all can see it. My cute little. I try to wear something like a different jewelry set every time I come on her live. I try to. So I got about 100 of them in there now, thanks to my beloved coworker. But like I said, this is a pretty purple one, y'all. Beat it up, beat it up, beat it up, and check out these earrings, y'all. Can't tell me that was like cute. Those are cute, y'all. Those are cute, 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 cute. But like I said, this podcast episode is sponsored by the social worker coach. Whew, Lord. It's like I talked so much. But like I said, it's sponsored by the social worker coach. And I'm going to leave a link in the description of the YouTube video and of the podcast. Um, I know some of you may know, but some of you are maybe new to me. But as a social worker and as a coach, and of course as a black woman who's been through all types of experiences, relationships are currency. Relationships are always very important to me. No matter what work you do, no matter what job you're at, no matter what business you run, no matter what you do in life, there's a relationship with everything, whether it's a person, place, or thing. So I definitely want to point out that I have the Pleasure Vault membership that you can, of course, take advantage of. It's a monthly membership that you can take advantage of for those who out there are couples. I guess I put it that way. Um, and exactly kind of what it says, Pleasure Vault. It helps you go through, of course, unpacking your baggage. There's over probably I think over 50, 60 videos within that within the actual Pleasure Vault. Is actually several master classes, several workshops that I've done and compiled into a membership so that you all can soak in all the goodness at one low cost. I guess I put it that way. And like I said, it helps you couples who are going through lack of communication. You cannot talk to each other. You're constantly arguing all the time. To, of course, the bedroom, trying to get things together in the bedroom and have that sensual time and relight that spark. I guess I put it that way. So, like I said, definitely check out the Pleasure Vault. And like I said, make sure that you go ahead and pick up that membership today. So, like I said, you don't want to sit there and constantly be going through relationship troubles and not being able to get the help that you need. I know some people charge thousands of dollars for different kind of classes. I had some close to that price too, but I tried to make sure that I give you all something that was reasonable for those folks who, of course, can't afford 500, 1,000, 2,000, that kind of thing right now. So like I said, definitely trying to give you something that you can, of course, take advantage of and still get the help that you need with your relationship. So like I said, that's the Pleasure Vault. Click that link in the description of the podcast and the YouTube video and pick it up. So back to the homegoing celebration. Oh my God, y'all. I'm tired still, but I'll stay in the sun all day or most of the afternoon at work, y'all, with the event that they had. But it was fun. But as far as the homegoing celebration, like I said, unfortunately, my grandfather did pass away recently. He had Lou Gehrig's disease, actually. That came about. Let me get some water, y'all. Probably about 2 years ago, I would say, when it started affecting him and that kind of thing. He couldn't speak anymore. He couldn't move anymore, so he was bedbound probably a year and a half, 2 years ago until his passing. And like I said, Lou Gehrig's disease just takes a lot of like the muscle functions that you have away. I guess in certain people, I guess I put it that way as well. I'm sure there's other symptoms, that kind of thing, but that's what his symptoms were. And considering he was a pastor, used to talking, traveling, doing all this kind of stuff, like I said, definitely I'm sure it was very hard for him because he could not communicate as well as he used to. I guess I put it that way because he couldn't talk any longer. But like I said, definitely it was a good homegoing celebration, regardless as to what craziness or whatever the case was going on. Like I said, it was still, because I know every time somebody dies, it seems like I've had maybe about 15, 20 funerals in my life. And it's always seemed like there's some family drama behind something. So, excuse me. So, like I said, definitely that's for most people to be expected. I guess I put it that way. But like I said, I know that he's not suffering anymore. I know he's in peace. I know that, like I said, that he's in heaven. I guess I put it that way. So, like I said, I'm definitely okay with that. This is the first time I can say that I've had a death and that I wasn't so upset, angry, crying. I did cry, of course, those type of things, but crying every day, mad at God that he took my loved one away from me, and for what, and why is he doing this, and if he's a loving God, why would he do these kind of things. And like I said, this is the first time, and this is actually the first death I've had since I've actually surrendered and started believing in God back in 2017, 2018. But like I said, this is the first time that I have felt at peace, I guess I put it that way, with somebody passing away. I guess I can say that. I know some of y'all like, what's going on with you, crazy, or what's happening. But for me, like I said, I know that God has a timetable for all our lives. I guess I put it that way as well. And I know that my grandfather's life that was written before he was even born. I'm pretty sure that. And like I said, definitely, like I said, just knowing that this happened for a reason. I guess I put it that way. Everything always happens for a reason. There's always a lesson and there's a blessing in everything that you go through. A silver lining, I guess I put it that way. I haven't quite figured it out in this situation yet. But actually, you know what? I'm trying to see. Because as what's going through my head is that living your life, I guess just living your life basically. Living your life to create the success that you want. Don't and not taking things for granted. That's what's going through my head. I guess I put it that way. So I guess that must be the silver lining and everything. Because of course that thought popped in my head and it wouldn't go away. So I'm pretty sure that's probably what it was. Um, I'm sure that's God as well. But like I said, definitely just knowing that he's at peace now. I guess I put it that way. And of course, my dad, I'm sure he sees my dad, that kind of thing. His son, because like I said, definitely, I'm sure, I'm hoping that they, of course, in my mind, I'm hoping that they get a chance to, of course, talk and squash out anything to fix, I guess, to mend the relationship. I guess I put it that way. To, of course, to find out the whys and that kind of thing and what happened and all those types of things. Like I said, I hope that they get a chance to do that. I guess I can say that. So like I said, that I'm not sure if that's what afterlife looks like. I don't know, but because I haven't been in the afterlife, so I'm not sure. But like I said, definitely that's something that I'm hoping that's of course taking place. I guess I put it that way. Yeah, I am sleepy. Lord, that sun drained me today, y'all. We did like about a 2 mile walk in the park and went to see a lake and some rose gardens. It was beautiful. But like I said, the sun here in Tucson is almost 90 degrees today. I put on sunscreen, that kind of thing, but of course it always drains me every time I'm outside in the sun like that. The vitamin D is always good, but like I said, it definitely drains me. But I'll get some sleep tonight. So, but like I said, definitely just the homegoing celebration. Just like I said, I hadn't had a death in several years actually. And then of course I know things were not the best in his situation. I just didn't know how long he had to live. I found out later on that it was 6 months or less. I didn't know that in the beginning. No one said, so I had no idea. But like I said, that's okay. I did get a chance to visit him back in the day, back when he was first diagnosed, and doing them up until the time I left Tucson. I mean, left St. Louis to come here to Tucson. That was last summer. So like I said, I'm definitely at peace with things. Like I said, it's just been just an interesting last few weeks. Of course, like I said, going back to St. Louis. I was very nervous. Of course, not nervous in the sense of I don't know what to expect, that kind of thing at all, but just nervous that all the traumas that I've ever had. Of course, I've always lived in St. Louis for the last 45 years. This is the first place I've ever stayed that was different from St. Louis, and I hadn't even been here a year yet. But like I said, just kind of, I guess nervous is the wrong word, but just kind of reflecting and that kind of thing, and just thinking about and pondering on the traumas and the different things that I had there. I guess I put it that way. Like I said, I've had a lot. I know I've shared with you all a lot, that kind of thing, over these last several, I'm sure, about year or so of these videos and these podcast episode. But like I said, I've definitely had a lot of traumas and dramas that have taken place, all in St. Louis, of course. But like I said, definitely just me just thinking about, like I said, home going back, wondering what's going to be different, how it's going to feel, how it's going to react, going to see my family, my dad's family, of course. Well, my aunts, my aunt Shirley, and all that type of thing. That part of my dad's family, but of course, because that's who, and my partner's mom. That's who we were with a lot of the time. Of course, staying at his mom's house, that kind of thing, which was awesome to get to know her as well, that kind of thing. But like I said, just me, just kind of wondering what it's going to feel like for me to be living here in Tucson, still trying to go through some of the healing processes I need to go through in order to, like I said, to free myself of more things. I know that, because sometimes you have to, of course, leave a place in order to, of course, get your full healing. I guess I put it that way, or to get more healing. I guess I can say that. And like I said, it wasn't too bad. I mean, I didn't have any, like I said, negative or bad experiences or that kind of thing, or traumatic experiences, besides attending the funeral services and that kind of thing. Like I said, I was okay. I felt at peace with things. And like I said, it was just an interesting time. I guess I'd say that. And like I said, I definitely, um, I don't know if I'm looking forward to going back at some point, but I know if there's another death, of course, I will be going back. I'm not going to not go back to my family's homegoing celebration, that kind of thing at all. But for any other reason, I'm not sure if I'll be going back. I'm not sure. I do have a goddaughter, godson down there. Of course, I love them to death, and of course, I may go back. Well, it just depends on the time, what's going on, the funds, flights, and all that type of stuff. But it won't be anytime soon. But like I said, definitely I do miss them too. I didn't get a chance to see them when I was there. But like I said, of course, I did get a chance to spend time with my family, the ones I grew up with, and that kind of thing as well, and to get to know my partner's mom, I guess, on a different basis as well. So that was always, so like I said, that was definitely nice. But like I said, I know homegoing celebrations, like I said, a lot of times we, of course, at least for me, I've grieved a lot. Like I said, I've lost a lot of people. My parents, for one, my father's mom, and then her mother's mother. I guess I put it that way as well. Like my aunts, several uncles. I've lost a lot of friends, other cousins, and that kind of thing. I've lost a lot of folks, and like I said, I've grieved a lot of the years since I was, I don't know, probably like early teen up until this point. I guess I'd say that. Like I said, definitely it's just been a whirlwind of emotions and triggers and different things that I've been trying to deal with over the years. And a lot of that, I mean, some of that did come from the losses I've had as well. I can tell you that grieving doesn't just take place in one day or 1 month or 1 year or one anything. It's, of course, a process. There are stages, 5 different stages. Some people say 7. It just depends on who you listen to. I'll just say 5 different stages that you go through. And like I said, definitely you can flip back and forth. Sometimes it takes a few years for people to heal. It just depends on the person and what they're going through. And like I said, I did the best I could with the information that I had back then. Like I said, trying to heal from those homegoing celebrations that I did have. And like I said, definitely I just know that in talking about grieving and talking about, oh my gosh, Lord, I took a breath, y'all. Let me take some breaths. So I feel myself getting all riled up. Uh-oh. So give me a second, y'all. Podcast. I know y'all can't see, but give me a second. I'm about to get some water too. Whew. Okay. Getting all riled up, y'all. I don't know why. I guess that's a trigger for me in some kind of way. I'm sure. But I forgot what I was going to. Oh, just like I was saying, just talking about grieving and death and dying and that kind of thing. It's always a hard situation and a hard thing to, of course, talk about and to go through and experience for anybody. And to, of course, know that we don't like talking about death at all. At least 99% of the people don't. My job I have, this job now, the job I had 5.5 years before that, working in home health care, of course, I had clients that died, and we had to go over some of these things already. So like I said, definitely, it's not that I like doing it at all, because I don't like to talk about death all the time. That kind of thing is just drab and dreary for me. But I know there's always happiness when I come home, or happiness, oh my gosh, on the other side of that coin. I guess I put it that way. Excuse me, Lord have mercy, what is going on? But like I said, definitely just know that I just know that, like I said, death and dying is not the only thing that's going to occur in my life. But like I said, definitely it's never a good situation to talk about. I have clients all the time, every support group that I facilitate. There's somebody's family member, loved one moving closer to death, and it's hard, and some, of course, have passed away. Um, like I said, it's definitely never an easy thing to talk about at all. But like I said, we have to definitely talk about it. And me being a social worker, me being a life coach, and of course me being just the woman that I am, and the experiences that I had, of course I have to put some of this stuff into these videos, and of course the podcast episode. Like I definitely have to keep doing those kind of things. And I know a lot of things we don't want to talk about. That's the things that I'm bringing to this podcast and to this, of course, some of these YouTube videos as well. So I'm not going to go further into everything that may have occurred, but I'll talk about that in another video. In podcast episode on the Social Worker Coach podcast. Again, make sure that y'all, of course, have subscribed to both the podcast, the Social Worker Coach, on Spotify or whatever other platform you listen to your podcast on, and of course, subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. Make sure that y'all are doing that. And I drop videos every single day. Some of them may be short, some of them may be a long video like this, a live. That's a podcast. Make sure that you're following and clicking that notification bell to get every upload that I do, so that you can check your girl out and follow me. So, um, but like I said, definitely I just know that getting back to the homegoing celebration. But like I said, definitely the homegoing celebration for my granddad, and then of course for me actually going back home the first time since I moved away. Like I said, both were very interesting experiences, and like I said, I'll talk more about some of the things that get more in depth later on in other episodes. But just know that I think it was a good thing that I know it was a good thing that I, of course, returned back home. And I wasn't missing my grandfather's homegoing celebration. He was there for my mom and my dad when they both passed away. He officiated their homegoing celebration services. So of course I was gonna be there. But like I said, definitely just knowing that um, homegoing, both of those situations, going back to St. Louis for the first time, and then of course putting my grandfather in the ground, I guess I can say. Like I said, definitely brought his own, I guess brought his own experiences. I guess I can say that. And like I said, definitely I was so nervous and worried about different things that happening. There was crime there and this kind of thing, and the trauma that I have had that was on my mind. Um, wondering whether I was gonna be triggered by anything. Wondering what's going to happen. Just wondering all these things. And like I said, everything went well, y'all. I was, of course, welcomed by my family, I guess, with hugs and love yous and that kind of thing. And they actually gave us a back home celebration, I guess I'd say that, on Sunday, actually. I guess like the last night that we were actually there. So that was nice. And like I said, definitely they showed their love that day. And like I said, for me and my partner. So like I said, that was definitely awesome. And we actually went to church while we were there as well. What's called Communion Church. Is out in not Florissant, off, if you know St. Louis or know anything about St. Louis, it's off Highway 70 in, like, by Umsel. I don't know the street, I forgot. But like I said, definitely I'll talk about that service as well in another episode. But that was a powerful service, and ever since that service, I've been hearing that same message or similar message over and over again by different, almost every single day, with some of the things that I've, of course, listened to and looked at. I'm like, this is interesting. I guess I put it that way. So I know that's God talking to me to make sure that I don't miss this gap, to, of course, do as much as I can to create the success that I want to see in my life. I guess I put it that way. So I guess with that, I know it's getting probably close to almost 20 minutes, but I just wanted to come on and give y'all kind of an update of what's going on. There's other things I'm going to update y'all on, but it won't be today. It will be another, like I said, podcast episode. That's why it's so important that y'all subscribe and make sure that y'all are getting the uploads as I of course do them. So again, this is Tonetta, your social worker coach. And like I said, this podcast is, of course, sponsored by the social worker coach. And of course, the pleasure vault, like I said, for those couples out there, because this video and this podcast was about relationships, kind of. So like I said, I guess, well, it wasn't romantic relationships, but still relationships in general. So like I said, definitely make sure that you check out the pleasure vault for those couples who are needing to repair their relationships inside and outside the bedroom. Make sure that y'all check that membership out so that y'all can go ahead and join the club, y'all. So with that, of course, like I said, I'm going to get off here because I have to go pick up my partner this evening too from work. So I'm going to go ahead and get some rest on, finish watching this movie, and go ahead and get my rest on, y'all. a little bit of relaxation. Can't say rest, but relaxation. I guess I'd say that. Cause I pass the time, I miss oversleep or something. He don't get picked up, but like I said, definitely just like I said, it's just a lot of things going through my mind right now. Like I said, I have some things I want to, of course, address in podcast episodes to come. So like I said, YouTube, podcast, Spotify, the social worker coach, y'all will be hearing more about what's going on and what's going through my head and what that homegoing situation experiences were like and what they're all about. So like I said, definitely tune in. Y'all don't want to miss this tea, I guess, coming your way. So again, this is your girl Tonetta, your social worker coach. I'll see y'all in the next episode. Like I said, again, make sure that y'all, of course, subscribe, and of course, make sure you comment and let me know how was your first. If you've ever moved somewhere else besides the hometown that you stayed in, how was your first time going back? Were you nervous? I definitely want to hear from you how things went. So, or if not, just going back home or going back to like your mom's house or that kind of thing that you haven't been to in a while, grandmom's house, that kind of thing. So how was your home going? I really just I definitely want to know that. Just going back home to a familiar surroundings that then you were, I guess then you had, well, I can't get the words out, but how was your home going? I guess I put it that way. So I'm gonna go ahead and get off here because I'm getting tongue tied, y'all. So see y'all in the next podcast episode. Take care, y'all. This is your social worker coach signing off. Peace out.